Alright, I'm going with it. Let's go. Let's go. Our opponent can be very, very scary. Yes, yes, and then we cast Intimidation Campaign. Man, this will be epic. This will live gain like 8 or something. Still worth it, right? Let's go. 4, back to 18. This is also their last blue mana. Well, not really. Man, this figure just getting the job done. We negated like what, 8 mana or something from him? And he doesn't have enough, he cannot do it again. And that also means we get our disinformation. I'll tell you, man, this deck just does everything. I love it so much. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today, absolutely unstoppable deck that you will love from the first sight, because we will be playing some higher mythic, ranks with this one, and we'll show them what the power of Sultai can be. The cool part about this deck, Cornucopia, Intimidation Campaign, and things that copy Cornucopia, like Season of Weaving with the second mode, you can actually copy Cornucopias twice with a single card, and 3 steps ahead. Then you can start replaying Intimidation Campaign every turn with additional mana, and it is double colored card, so it life gains 2 per Cornucopia, and then it gets back into your hand with a single like Disfigure, Jace or counter spell, and you do it all over again every single turn while drawing cards, playing more spells, and just absolutely taking over the game. So the deck is extremely fun, and this is basically a grinder that absolutely flattens all the other decks in the long game. So I think you will like it. We also have this Jace to plot our 3-drops like Cornucopia and Campaign, if we have to, or just cycle cards if our draw isn't very good. So guys, have fun and enjoy. Alright, man, I'll be honest, lately I feel like I'm on the draw around 70 or 80% of my games. Like, it's nearly a norm that I'm on the draw. I think it's Azor's control, not artifacts, but you can never know for sure. Yeah, it definitely feels like one. Right, we don't have green mana, but we will have on the next turn. Cornucopia will probably get countered, which is absolutely not amazing for us. I actually really want Cornucopia. So do we wait longer? Oh boy, like... if you want to counter it, go for it. Still, it's not a value card, so it's kinda a land, so, you know, if it gets countered, it's not the end of the world, but it definitely helps us a little bit, especially with things like 3 steps ahead. Alright, a tap land. Alright, so, we could go for Jace, but it still gets countered, so we probably don't do anything. I think we need to work toward 3 steps ahead. Maybe cycle some cards and go from there. Yeah, very passive game, and our opponent has a stronger deck. So we are not in a... well, this draw definitely didn't help. That's for sure. I'm not seeing this, guys. It's already extremely bad. I cannot punish him. I don't have more value. If I cast something, it gets countered. I think at this point we need to hope for our opponent's mistake, because we are falling extremely behind right now. Alright, they didn't play a land, so that's a good thing for us. We got a land. Like, we need to get into our higher value cards somehow. And I probably want them to tap at some point, so I can start getting my, extra stuff. I think I will go for the cycling. Maybe we can activate 3 steps ahead for all the modes. That would be the best value. But for that I need him completely tapped. Union. Smart. I really don't want to counter it. 3-5, and he can counter it with no more eyes. So yeah, our opponent is tiptoeing around our stuff, and he will probably get the land, right? Alright. If he misses a land, there might be a chance. I don't want to use Assassin's Trophy right now. Oh boy, scary game so far. We are both not drawing what we want. I think I need to start pressuring him, which is not a... well, this is my wincon, bro! I cannot just play it into the counter spell. Yeah, I think I need to catch him with as much mana tapped as possible and try to go for a full 3 steps ahead. I hope for a 4 mana instant. and I will counter it with literally everything. And then we Assassin's Trophy the Jace. Thank you. See, this was my plan. Please. Please? Does it work? Do I have enough mana? Nope. Oh boy, so either we get a Cornucopia, so extra mana, or recycle cards. Ah, I hope I have enough. That's so bad. Well, it is what it is. We will deny him a lot of cards. It's sad day to be a Cornucopia. You're not getting doubled. Extremely bad draw. Alright, show me. We can kill Jace with the Assassin's Trophy at dance step, but other than this, it's getting a little bit scary. We don't have any value here. I mean like any value. Our opponent has full hand of something. Alright, this is the first good card. You know, this is a good one. So, if I play Jace, they need a hard... They probably wait with like 2 or 3 steps ahead. I could go for Deadly Cover-Up, but I don't have enough stuff. Yeah, I think we need to chill one more turn, and then we start with campaign, and then we start going for the value. Like, we have really awkward draw. Look at this. Half of our hand is unusable against control, and half is our wincons that we cannot waste, basically. And Mirex will definitely help our opponent a lot. I should Assassin's Trophy it, but maybe it will work to our advantage. Let's start with this and see what happens. Our opponent, if he counters it, then he cannot use Mirex. At least not on this turn. Alright, we got some value. That means it's probably getting to our... Oh my god, and the value is a dead card. Oh boy. Oh boy. Not amazing. I can use Disfigure and get the Intimidation Campaign back. Oh, are we just... Okay. I think I know. So let's wait until they use the mana. There is a chance they will, you know, Farsight Ritual or Silver Scrutin or something, but I don't think they will. I think they will just go Mirex and try to pressure us. And we'll probably start with Assassin's Trophy then. We have enough mana to pay, and we get the campaign back into the hand. Alright, let's go. And see if it works. They cannot hard counter it probably. Unless they play negates, which is kinda rare. Alright, we solved one of the problems. And we have what? Oh, and we're... No. I thought we rammed them, but we destroyed the land, so it's even. I actually always avoid using Assassin's Trophy because of this, you know, extra land they get. And I think we get hit with this poison just to get the Intimidation Campaign easier. Because we can get it back for 4 mana basically. And we need this extra value for sure. Alright. Our opponent keeps getting rid of the cards. Let's play a land. Let's go Intimidation Campaign and see if they want to counter it. The power of this play is that not only we live game, but mostly we open with this. If they counter it for full 5 mana, the rest of the turn is for ours, you know? Or for us. So they don't really want to go for it. Now we go with this figure. And we can do it again. And that solves the Mirex, for now at least, until they draw the next one. However, if we cast it now, they probably 3 steps ahead it. And this is really good for them, probably. Alright, so good. As long as I can pay 3 mana, they need to use a hard counter spell. Alright, we're getting extra value. Good. See, we are making slowly some progress, but it will be extremely hard to beat them. We also cannot go for evidence yet. I basically need to get as much value from this Intimidation Campaign as possible, because my early game draw is just really bad, and I need to fix it. I could go 1 Jace, but they will start counter-spelling it. Alright, Island Pass. This is the type of game you need to play. Because when you play Jace, They will out-counter spell you. And so we only have hard counter spells, but they have mana-based counter spells, so we actually need way more mana to get the value. Alright, they are not progressing their land base, so that's huge. Let's see the discard, right? It's 8 cards. Alright, we're stacking nicely here. So what can we do? I could try to sneak the first Jace. We have 3, I believe, so let's go for the first one. This one is a sacrificial Jace. And this will start a lot of answers. Just a counter spell. I think it's fine. You got it. We are not fighting for it. We are not fighting for it. We are not ready for the final battle. We are collecting counter spells like a Pokemon, because in the final battle we need our gym to win. Alright. I need to get some better card. Oh, Demolition Field is nice, right? We could go for Deadly Cover-Up here, and he is kinda forced to counterspell it, right? Because we get rid of all 3 steps ahead. Let's go. Let's go. This, I have to go for the Jace here. Yeah. Alright, let's see if they counterspell this, because this is super scary for them. 3 steps ahead is such an insanely good card for the matchup that they kinda need to protect it. And it's pretty obvious what we'll take. There's only one good card. Alright. And we also see the hand. So even though they didn't have it in the hand, look at the rest. Alright. So hand, see? All mana-based counter spells, and now we know exactly what they have, which is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. We also know that Jace won't do anything here. 36 card, man, this is actually so low. If we hit second Jace, we can mill them soon. Alright. And we pass the turn here. I need to make sure that they don't kill my Intimidation Campaign, because I need a lot of value from it. They could try do it now. We can counter spells, but I don't want to lose value from this, and we don't have enough mana. Like 1 3 steps ahead can buffer what? 5, 7, 8 mana. So we would love to use it like this. Alright, thank you for giving me the target. I would burn something else probably on this turn. Alright, that's a crime, so that means we are getting our Intimidation Campaign, which is nice. And that's it. They didn't go for Might. So they assume that 1 Might won't survive, so their Poison Plan doesn't make sense. And I think that's no way. Already? Oh, I have 3 basics, of course I did. I was sure that it's so long since this will happen. Well, that was not amazing. Fortunately, we have card advantage over our opponent. And we need to keep drawing way more cards. I could just try to mill everything with a Jace, while we know they cannot counterspell anything. So what will happen then? We go for this, they could double normalize it, and honestly it's worth it. Yeah, so we cannot do it on this turn. If I activate any of the lands, they just get losted. Alright, so not on this turn. I think we might be greedy and waste 1 of them to create a token of Cornucopia for extra mana and to cycle cards, because we don't need go for the throats. And we know that our opponent doesn't have hard counter spells in the whole deck. So let's... Oh, but if we are greedy, they will just counter it, right? It's what? 4, 6 mana. So 4, 5, 6. They need double normalize to counter it. Will they? They probably will. If we wait 1 more turn, we have this 3 extra mana. Like right now, we are the stronger deck because we exalt all the counter spells. You need to be smart in this matchup. If you are, you know, rushing into the counter spells, like you will lose usually. Alright, so on the end step, I will try to cast 3 steps ahead, cycle the cards and get into some better value. I didn't check his deck. This was a huge mistake. Like, when I usually record, I don't pay too much attention and just try to go with it. But you should basically just, you know, write the whole deck down. Because that's extremely important, what wincons they have. So let's try to copy this one. It's not a crime, but it's a lot of value. And we have also like 3 more 3 steps ahead, so we can waste a little bit of it just to accelerate the gameplay. I mean, land is better than go for the throw. They are not activating the encourages, so we'll keep only one of them. Alright, and with Fountain Port, we can start doing actually quite a lot of, you know, mess for our opponent. Alright, can we start attacking with the lands already? They only have 2 go for the throats, so we need to sacrifice 2 lands for this play. That's a lot. But I think it's okay. Let's go Fountain Port. And let's go. We have enough mana that we can waste some of the mana to force the place on our opponent. And of course this should be a get loss. They let us to target. That's great. That's great. So, is there any difference? I don't think there is. And that means we can get extra value. 4-8, so if I have to play this campaign. It's interesting they didn't tap for get lost. I would expect they will. Okay, so just a misplay. They didn't think that we are getting any value from this, but we are, of course. So 4-8, 10 mana. 10 mana. Don't forget they can tax us for a lot of mana here. Alright? So it's fine. We just discard Marsh. We make a Fountain Port token to start more and more pressuring them. I could also get 2 cards with those, actually 3 cards with those tokens. I have 2 Jaces in the end. Yeah, I guess a good strategy would be just to dig into the Jace, because we know they cannot hard counter them. So yeah, I think this is where we are going. And I want to draw my third 3 steps ahead. Yeah, I think we should be winning. We were at a pretty big disadvantage early game, but I think now we are actually in a very good spot. Let's get the food token, because this is the one we absolutely do not need. And we can keep playing lands every turn, so we should be a bit better on average than them. Alright, I can attack with the cottage. But first, let's see the card. Man, we will be at 50 life or something when the game ends. I guess we could use map tokens on a fish to force removal. They have this, so they could start using, you know, cornucopias. They also have lockdown that they can take, so everything that is a token is a danger, basically. Extremely bad draw here, not gonna lie. I think we cannot tap mana. They don't have hard counter spells, but the soft ones actually tax us super hard. Like, we basically need to assume that we have 6 mana less every turn. Let's go for this one. We don't want those tap lands. And slowly but sure we are getting advantage. Oh, Demolition Field is nice for them. I will go with this one. Maybe our opponent is forgetting something, but it feels like a rope. I think they realize they are playing a losing game and they won't recover like this. Not the end step, alright. So, I could get them extra mana. Okay, this is actually important. Do I want... Is that fish doing literally anything here? Or we just want to burn through extra cards? I think this is a treasure token. Getting extra land for the crucial turn is actually huge, especially with those. My fellow control mage, there are so few of us, we cannot rope each other. Took a while for our opponent. Okay, this is actually good, it gives us more and more mana. So, we know he has no counter spells, right? I mean, let's start with the first Jace. I think this is the play. The life gain is nice, but not super needed here. So he can tax us for 6 mana, but then we have what? 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So if they're losing, it's on them. Sure. I will pay. Not good enough, my friend. You need something better. And they also lost the 6 mana attack, so now we will be way more aggressive for the rest of the game. I think we can pay even 4 times. Alright. More plays? Sure. We need to go for -5, because Jace will die very quickly, right? That's why we needed all of this extra mana. If we didn't have this, we would actually lose Jace. Alright. I don't see anything important here. I don't remember if they have Jace. We need to keep 3 steps ahead, of course. We know that they don't have hard counter spells, and they use 3 of their normal ice in a row. That means they might not have a single counter spell in the hand. They only have, you know, some lackluster answers to things that aren't here. Yeah, and that also means that we can start digging with Intimidation Campaign, but we don't have to. And I mean, my friend, you need to make better calls. This is what lost him the game. A sweeper. Deadly cover-up, and our Azorius friend just wasn't equipped to fight us in the full control against control battle. Alright guys, our opponent is actually kinda high ranked, and he's playing Boros control. So, let's sit. We definitely have a long way to go here. Let's make a stop. Let's not make it too easy. Our opponent probably knows that something is fishy, but you know, Dimir with 2 mana untapped is something that always does things, you know? Alright. 3rd Cornucopia. You know what? I'm not complaining. I always like the card. There will be some problems with, you know, the Forge. But if we can survive like 2 or 3 next turns, you know, in a relatively even state, we can absolutely outvalue our opponent. Especially if with Season of Weaving, we can draw 5 cards. We just need, you know, mana to cast it. It's interesting they use this, because this is for triggering the, you know, the enchantment to draw cards, and instead they try to be aggressive. That probably suggests they have the Forge, right? That makes sense, because then they want our life total as low as possible. Still. Alright, destroy target artifact. I'm not super surprised, but it's fine. It's fine. They're going for a very weird game. So they decided that they will try to win the game with this. Still, we have to rebuild. So let's go again. Not super amazing. I really wanted this extra mana so I can double Cornucopia on this turn. Like, we are on the draw, getting slowed with, you know, artifact destruction, so we are definitely not in the state of game that we could be if we were better at Magic and we started on the play. That would be a completely different game. So I can bounce it, but I can do it only once. Only once. So definitely double Cornucopia. Then we have what? 4 mana. I think we have to go with it. We take green mana from this, so that's good. I think this is the moment to go Jace. Even though we don't have too many options here, we can get some damage on the Jace maybe. Like, we need to slow the game down, because our opponent is on the play, extremely aggressive for this kind of deck, with Forge. So, yeah, you know, that will be as hard as humanly possible against this deck, because they're not aggressive. They're trying to basically get the momentum they got from being on the play. And let's try it. Jace still doesn't die, and that's a huge deal. We can bounce this, so it resets all the counters. And later we can kill it. Helix, right? Torch the tower. Alright, but it still tanked quite a lot of damage, so we basically saved 4 life thanks to this. Another Season of Weaving, huh? This is interesting. I could go for Intimidation Campaign, but if I miss, I do nothing this turn. Alright, I'm going with it. We are trying to tank it. Let's go, let's go. Our opponent can be very, very scary. Yes, yes, and then we cast Intimidation Campaign. Man, this will be epic. This will live gain like 8 or something. And, oh man, we can do it now, but we trigger 2 of them, right? So only 2 of them. Still worth it, right? Let's go. 4, back to 18. And we need to start working for it. When we get everything back to the hand, then we reset the tokens, so that's not amazing. I would prefer to hit something else. Alright, they got their engine, man. Their top deck is amazing. I don't think they had it before because they would already use it. So that was probably the draw for this turn. Extremely good one. Alright. I have Assassin's Trophy and Necropsy. Both of them can kill the Forge and basically win us the game. But can we get... Man, Necropsy kinda kills everything they have. So if we top deck a Necropsy, I think the game is ours. And I think easy. Absolutely easy. Alright, alright. We need to be smart about it. Oh man, this is absolute insanity. Look at this. Look at the... Oh, but maybe we want more cards, right? Oh, I need to, you know, think about my greed because it's getting out of hand. I think we go for 1 this and 3 cards. Yeah, that seems to be the best. Because the life gain is already pretty massive and it will get better with Assassin's Trophy. They will get some cards, so we need to win the value game. But with double campaign, I think we should be able to. Let's play the land, we need a lot of them. Man, this is insane. So I can draw card and virtue this. Or we can just Assassin's Trophy. Oh boy, I think we go for this into Assassin's Trophy. That seems to be the best case. Then we get Intimidation Campaigns back. Man, we have 5 Cornucopias and we didn't even use 3 steps ahead for this. Let's get 3 life. Alright, alright. Let's make a stop here. Before we go into combat phase, I will kill this. And they want to go to combat, sure. Let's get rid of the Forge. Extreme. Man, we just beat top 900 Mythic with just spamming Cornucopia until he didn't even want to play. So without this, he has no way of just being aggressive enough to kill us. And with this, we life gain 10 because we trigger 5 Cornucopias with 2 color. And then we get double Intimidation Campaign for 11 life gain on the next turn with a single Intimidation Campaign. I mean, it worked as it was in my dreams. Alright, we're going first. I kinda like this. We don't have double blue, but I think we can manage. And we're playing an extra game, because I don't want to finish the video with 2 games. I have enough material for today, but, you know, just a bonus game for you guys, so we can enjoy a little bit more extra magic today. I would love to draw a second blue instead of second green, but we will get there. We will get there. Wormlet. A little bit of a worm. That wasn't as fun as I hoped it would be. Alright, so what can we do? I can go Jace. It should nullify the Wormlet. They might have some hasters, right? Because it's like a cookie deck. I think it's still worth it on this turn. And later we can try to go into Deadly Cover-Up and Assassin's Trophy and, you know, work around stuff. We are fighting for the value. We don't have too many plays, so we need to start doing something. Like, for now it's kinda okay, but in the future we will run out of things to do very quickly. It can put a counter 1 time? Yes, so we know it won't be above 3-3. Oh man, Disfigure! Oh my god, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, I should actually think about this play, right? Because I need double blue, so maybe I play Demolition Field, then I kill the Fountain Port, with those two. Then I get blue mana. Oh man, this is awkward. Sorry, bro. However, we will get rid of the Sentinel, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, let's do it like this. Should be good enough. Man, it hits so perfect. And let's go for Demolition Field to prepare for Jace Reawakened. We don't have too many 3 mana plays. Man, I play 4 Intimidation campaigns and it's so hard to draw them today. Alright, 5 cards. We are still a little bit behind on value, but when we finish our plays, we should be ahead, I hope. They don't have enough mana for the ability, right? Sure. Alright. Strong, but not as strong as our opponent wants it to be. Oh boy, he won't like the result of all of this. Alright. Sure. Of course it's worth to attack because they get the thing. And they like the thing. And I don't really need double blue on this turn, but next turn I'm tapped fully, so I actually need to do it now. Let's go for Fountain Port, just to prevent any extra value. They will get 1 mana, I hope they won't do anything sketchy with it. This one is 2 mana. Oh, they went for the blue one. I really hope that they don't have some sneaky 1 mana instant. So let's go for the blue. We both are island enjoyers. Thank you for just making it easier for me. And let's do the thing that every control player likes the most, right? And this should be the start of our value. I think the Jace will die, because they will probably reanimate one of those, right? Or something. Not the best card in the world, pretty dead card to be honest. Maybe we can cycle it later. I need him to not do something crazy on this turn, please. I consider it not crazy for this turn, so we'll go with it. Crew 1, right? Yep. I mean, we can kill it. Oh man, I wish I could counter it. I wish I could counter it. How much do we want to save the Jace? This doesn't have flying, so I can use the cottage maybe? I still think we draw cards. Let's get as much from Jace as we can. And they cannot use Mirex, right? Because they lack 1 mana. I mean, this is a draw. With this, I think we can waste some value. Alright, interesting. I think we are in the driver's seat for this game. I think we are. Oh, this is exactly what I expected on the last turn, but I'm happy it didn't happen. Alright. We cannot prevent it, but we can kill the schooner. And that's probably the play. Well, I'm definitely doing something to this. So, if we want to draw cards, we need to take a hit from the schooner. How much do we want those cards? I'm greedy. I will go for it. I'm not sure if that's the best call. Getting hit with this and losing Jace is not amazing. But maybe it's good enough. Yep. You don't need to respond, you can just do it normally. So, Jace Reawakened again. I think we don't need 2 of them. But at the same time, I probably don't super need the... Well, I need land more than this, probably. Because I will probably have to double spell on the next turn. Like, if we can set up Jace and protect it, that's always good. And I will keep it, right? This is extremely good one. We probably have to counter this, by the way. Right, because this enters the battlefield and they instantly reanimate one of those. So we need Assassin's Trophy. Man, I'm so happy I took the land. Even though we drew the next one, but it's, you know, still. And you know what? Let's do it now. Because then they need to shuffle a library. And I'm not sure if they want. If they shuffle, they are losing this draw. And maybe we don't need to counter anything. Next turn is probably Jace into the counter spell. If we're really greedy, I could go Jace Reawakened already, but I think I want cards, especially that I can cycle this last land. Like this is kind. What? Did they not take the land? I actually paid literal zero attention to this. We are still going with the play. I think they didn't take the land, which is amazing. So that was a 2 mana perfect removal that can hit literally everything. They really like responding with anything they can do. 3 lands. Alright, Shuffler, thank you for that. Definitely not the craziest value of my life. And 4 lands from the top. Thank you, Shuffler. Definitely interesting one. So, we need 4 mana. Yeah, we cannot double block with this and this. That's scary. I can play Jace and make a token, which seems to be the play. Let's tap correctly, alright. That scared me because I wasn't asked for a tap, and we need the Fountain Port really much here. Alright, scary, but we invested 4 mana on this turn, hopefully it will survive, right? Wormlet. Not a bad card, but could be worse. They have the map token, so we probably won't block with the fish. Alright. That's it. That's it. Okay, this is interesting. Their ordering means that if they miss... Well, if they hit the land, they do it again. Alright, fair. Fair enough. However, they might hit double lands, and then they cannot attack with this. But it would be the same, whatever they did. So, alright, that's it. They should just do it again. But this is important. If they miss, they cannot attack with this. And they missed? Double miss. To be honest, kinda unfortunate for them. But I will take it. They are also tapped, so they're... Oh, the Mirex is already here, right. That was laggy. Alright. Oh my god, that's the 5th land from the top. Really? Okay, Jace, please, draw me something that isn't a land, because this is getting ridiculous. Alright, this is better. Because if you draw 5 lands from the top, and you are mitigating with your plays like maybe 1 or 2 cards, you are 3 cards behind, so it's not amazing. Alright, this is the turn to do it. I should go for evidence. I was too excited because I top decked this. So, can we mill them? Much obliged. Yeah. I still think... Yeah, let's start doing cards, because we are doing 3 cards on the next one. Oh man, those were some power plays. Let's go with the Reef, because it's way better than the basic land, and we don't need the mana. I think with this we should be able to win. Their best case is something with haste like Glyph. Surge is also amazing, but they need a lot of blue mana, right? They need 4 blue mana to get the value. They tapped wrong. They needed to tap double forest, and then use 4 blue mana to try to... I guess they don't have enough, right? Because it's 6, it's 10 mana. Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same. So, first things first. Let's draw my cards for the turn, because I think that we deserve more for this, 5 land a turn, basically. Or a cycle. Alright, this is way better. This is our first Intimidation campaign, and we play 4 man. Also first Cornucopia. What is this? And with this we should be able to win, right? I think we can make it smarter. Because I can kill way more than this one artifact. I want them to tap Mirex first. I'm not sure if I can force them. Alright, we play the land. We go with Intimidation Campaign. Then we probably go with Jace cycling, and we discard the forest. Oh, okay. And we have enough mana, so I think we don't need to plot anything. I want the value. And this is incredibly nice. Alright, so it's not a sorcerer. So they will go for 1 and 2. 1, 2, and they cannot do it again. So Disfigure will get them. Let's go. With Cornucopia, like, we need to stack some extra mana. We could probably use 15 mana a turn or something. So I want to catch him when he will go for the full buff. And we are trying to go quickly, so he doesn't get scared. This is also their last blue mana. Well, Not really. Man, this figure just getting the job done. We negated like what, 8 mana or something from him, and he doesn't have enough, he cannot do it again. And that also means we get our disinformation. I'll tell you, man, this deck just does everything. I love it so much. Sure, we live game, and he lost everything. This was basically his best draw. He could draw 3 cards with this. And this is just a first. Oh my god, he also misplayed it. He should do it at the end step. Let's draw more. Shall we? I don't think we need to defend. Like, he has only 1 or 2 random cards, and we should be able to just, outpower them. They might have the card draw. Cryptic Code is normally amazing, but it's not great against what we have here. We can just kill it. That's why 1 Necropsy is in the deck. It solves everything that is super annoying, and you can draw so many cards with this deck. So, very likely you can just dig into it. Alright, I can draw even more cards. And I don't think we can lose if we do it. We also get Intimidation Campaign. Yeah, as you can see, you can basically use infinite mana with this deck. And remember, this is your extra game for today, alright? I hope you're having fun with this one, because this is exactly how the deck was supposed to work. Alright. I don't really want to pay the word, but I think I have to, right? Because, yeah, it only amplifies it. So, Fountain Port, Necropsy, Artifact, Creature, no enchantment, and no Planeswalker. How much value? It's 3 mana, right? I think it's just 3 mana. And let's go with this and this. That should be enough. Now we pay the word. As you can see, we are so mana hungry, even at this stage of the game. Oh, it has the option to get back into the hand. That's maybe something I should remember. I'm not sure, maybe. Oh boy, and I think I played the land, right? So that means I cannot virtue on this turn. It's fine. Everything planned. So what do we go for here? We go with this because in the end they need to win with the damage. And we'll go Virtue of Persistence on the next turn. So let's go with this. We see what we draw, and I think we'll just try to cycle cards. Just to make sure that we have enough value for the next turns, even if we keep drawing lands like this. And we have enough mana, so plotting that isn't needed. Alright, a nice one. Let's get rid of the tap land. Alright, that kinda caught me off guard. I absolutely forgot the claw can just, be bounced, and that's kinda the main thing it does. Alright, let's see it. They can... No, they cannot. Like, it doesn't give the ability to turn it up. Oh, it does. Whatever, right? I always mistake it with a Trata that has a separate ability that is added to the card. So, let's see it. The problem for them is that they cannot really burn us through double Cornucopia, especially that we have sweepers in the deck, so they cannot really win. Even if they think that they are in a good spot, it still won't happen. Let's go for this, see if there's interaction. We can get the Disinformation Campaign, we can start getting creatures from their graveyard, and they can sacrifice it in response if I recall. But we're still getting some value, and then we will start cycling. Yeah, I think they should sacrifice it in response. Am I wrong? Sacrifice, you gain life. Why would you not do it? Alright, I'll take it. And let's keep cycling, because we have Jaces, we have enough wincons that we can win the game here, and we also have Reefs. They have a lot of artifacts, but those are not the only creatures, right? They have some non-artifact creatures. Yeah, let's keep those. We can just use Cornucopia. And this is fun. I could just play this game forever. Let's go Intimidation Campaign, and we probably get 3 steps ahead if we want. And look, with all of this live game, with Intimidation Campaign, they just cannot burn us. Even if they keep playing code and bouncing it and playing every turn, it's just not good enough. 22 cards. So I think we will go with the Jace plan soon, when we are sure we can protect it from any danger, because I think that's the last Jace for the game, right? One? Yep, that's the last Jace. So we need to make sure that it wins the game. We are at 20 cards, our opponent at 21. And I mean, we are both playing Magic. Man, this extra game will be like half of the video. Alright, Cryptic Code. You know what? I will try this. Can I go for everything, please? Can I? Can I pay? Nope. And then I will draw cards. That's the more important one. And of course we get our Intimidation Campaign. And this life gains 7 life a turn. So that's pretty good. Alright, alright. Like, we're at 32 and we are heavily attacked early game. And here's the season. Alright, with this that should be even easier. And I still want Reefs. Alright, let's play this. Alright. And our opponent knows that he cannot win, but with this we can play Jace, try to protect it, or just mill as many cards as possible and just go with Season of Weaving and get the, you know, basically the control over the game until the end. Well, this video was way longer than I expected, but, you know, the extra game I think was pretty action-packed, and I really didn't want you to leave, you know, with the control game for most of the video, and while I'm enjoying it, it was a bit of a staring contest, right? So I wanted something that is more, you know, creature-based, so you can see some creature dying and, you know, life gaining and all of this stuff, and I think we accomplished this one. So before we go into the deck, I will try to make a short outro, but first, as always, I want to say a huge thank you for all the Patreon supporters. You guys are absolutely awesome. And you know what? I hope you won't get mana screwed for the end of the week. That's the blessing from Sloth that you got there. And yeah, about the deck, I really enjoyed this. The fact that you can use 3 steps ahead together with Season of Weaving. Man, when I saw this, the second mode that I always ignored so far, I was like, yes, you are going to the deck. It's perfect. The fact that you can basically ramp your mana and then use the additional mana to ramp even more mana and use all of this to life gain twice a turn basically is kinda insane. Especially Intimidation Campaign already life gains, already is 2 colored, and you already want to, you know, to play it every turn just for the card though. So together with Cornucopia, you have seen that decks literally give up when they see how much we can life gain every turn, and that's something I really enjoyed. Honestly, I wanted to go even lower on the curve and just basically have a full deck of 2 and 3 mana plays that are so good that you can keep replaying them over and over. So in your endgame, the only difference is that you make 3 mana plays instead of a 1. But you still use all the mana, you get all the value every turn, and the rest of your deck is answers, so you just overwhelm your opponent over time. That was the idea, honestly, but with the Season of Weaving, the cover up we are a bit higher. I also wanted at least 1 Necropsy, especially with this Boros thing that is around. You have seen that this can solve so many problems during the game, and you know, just having 1 is usually enough. Don't forget, if you don't hit Necropsy, maybe you just hit double Jace and you can finish the game anyway. Honestly, with all the cottages and reefs, activating Intimidation Campaign, even with a bad draw and Demolition Field, don't forget this one, is pretty easy. So even if you have only lands and like 2 Intimidation Campaigns, very often you can just make a whole game out of this, which is super fun. With Jace you can cycle bad cards, you can plot the good ones. If you have too many good cards, you just go for the tempo. If you have too little value, you go for the value. So this is one thing I like about the Jace. It gives you decision making, which direction you think you should go, faster or higher value in the end game. And if you make a good call here, you usually get a very good advantage from this card. And yeah, honestly, the deck is just super fun to play. You can see that you can stay in the game basically against everything, and I think this really nullifies the big problem Dimir always has, cheap damage. Something like Forge, the Urabrask Forge, is so annoying as Dimir because you cannot really kill it, and you know that it's a clock on your lifetime, and you cannot kill your opponent very often in time. So you are in this trap of knowing that the game is stacked against you, but with so many Cornucopias, you actually can life gain, what, like 15 life a turn? And with things like Assassin's Trophy and Necropsy and Jace, you have ways to deal with this. Even Season of Weaving, weaving. It's not weavering, it's just weaving. Honestly, the last mode with returning each non-token permanent, it's not really what you want to do. You are losing the tokens, but you can always take the mana from the tokens of Cornucopias, get rid of all the problems, and start, keeping 3 steps ahead to just counter when they come back inevitably. And yeah, then even if you're low on value, just spam double Jace, and probably the game is at this stage that you win. So this is the type of deck that I probably enjoyed the most. Cornucopia, Intimidation Campaign, those are like 2 of my favorite cards for a grindy control matchup. And it's not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, see you tomorrow.